Hello, my name is Matthew Landi, and today I will be persuading you that video games do not increase violence. Many people believe that video games have a direct influence on and correlation with violence, but this is simply not true. I, for one, have been playing violent video games for most of my life, and I have not committed any serious acts of violence during my lifetime. The myth that video games cause violent behavior is undermined by scientific research and common sense. This is a quote from usnews.com. First, I will talk about the rating system of video games. Second, parental influence. And finally, some statistics of video games in relation to violence. In 2009, a study by the FTC showed that 87% of parents were satisfied with video and computer game ratings. This information is from usnews.com. Retailers also support the ratings and feel that they are keeping mature-rated games from kids too young to be playing them. Games are rated according to the Entertainment Software Rating Board, or ESRB, by EC for early childhood, E for everyone, E10 for everyone aged 10 and up, T for teen, age 13 and up, M for mature, age 17 and up, and AO for adults, age 18 and up. This information is from esrb.org. This seems like a pretty suitable and formidable rating system, especially since kids are asked for ID if they try to buy mature or adult-rated games. There are not many adult-rated games anyway, especially ones that are popular, so that also helps. Mature-rated games, however, are very common and popular. There is also something called a rating pending. This is a rating for advertising and promotional use given only until the ESRB can give the game a proper rating. Parents can do their part to help violent video games either have a bad influence on their children or not. The way children are raised really has a big impact on how they behave and who they will become. Being raised the wrong way or in the wrong type of environment is much more likely to cause violence and other criminal behaviors than a video game. A person playing video games needs to be mature and stable enough to understand that the game is just a fantasy, and that it's called a game because it is just a game. This is also where the ratings of the game come into play. Parents who expose their children to violence at a young age have a much greater chance of causing them to become a violent person. The reason for these ratings is to help parents understand that certain games are not intended for their children depending on their age. A good parent would understand that these ratings are as warnings and proceed with caution when considering buying a game for their children. There is a much bigger correlation on parenting and the bringing up of a child with violence than there is with video games and violence. Parents cannot just blame violence on video games for this reason. While it is important for parents to be aware of what their children are playing, it is also very important for them to teach their children that the games are not real. There are much more credible statistics and studies on the raising of a child and violence than there is for video games of violence. A blogger on IGM.com said that it is very easy to see why anti-gaming advocates try to ban or increase ratings of video games in court but fail due to a lack of evidence. Even with the little evidence that there is, statistics on videogames.procon.org show that violent crime offenses actually decreased with the increase of video game sales from 1997 to 2007. Even with youth violence, when video game sales increased, violence dropped considerably from 1996 to 2005, with about 175 serious acts of violence in 1996 to about 90 in 2005. You might attribute these statistics to the fact that people were spending more time playing the games than actually going out and committing the crimes. There is no actual proof that video games do increase violence. In conclusion, I hope that I have informed you of the rating system of video games and that bad parenting is more likely to cause bad behavior than violent video games. I also hope to have persuaded you that video games do not increase violence, which is my main goal for this speech. Thank you.